Have you been searching everywhere online for that free Crochet Baby Adidas pattern and can't find it anywhere? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome. If this is your very first time here, I'm Alicia, aka Littlejohn Yarns. I create and publish free patterns every single Wednesday. So if that's something you're into, make sure you smash that subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always up to date with all the newest patterns. So today, we're going to be creating these Crochet Baby Adidas. These are made for size 0 to 3 months. If you need a bigger size, I'll leave a card up above and a link down in the description box below. For size 3 to 6 months, that pattern can be customized all the way up into a size 6 to 9. And if you stay tuned all the way to the very end of the video, I'm going to show you a cool trick that my friend Teresa Pevlar taught me on how to make quick, easy crochet shoelaces. Also, if you have any cool tricks or tips that you would like to share, please leave it down in the comments below. I may include your name and your tip in the very next video. So let's share all our tips and tricks. Alright, we'll hop right into the pattern. If you find this video is moving too fast, just look to the bottom right hand corner of your screen. You'll see a little gear icon. Just click on that and you can adjust the speed of this video to your liking. Today we're using a 3mm crochet hook, and I'm using worsted weight yarn in the color white and blue. It's Deborah Norville's Everyday Yarn. And also I'm using an orange background since it's very difficult to see white yarn against a white background, so that's why that's a little bit different. We're going to begin by making a slip knot. And we're going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. And now we're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. 1, and 2. Now we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. And into your very last stitch, we're going to place 7 double crochets into the last stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to place, working on the bottom side of your work, we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. We're going to match the other side. Weaving your ends as you go. 1, 2, and 3. Now place 1 half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Now place 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to place 4 single crochets into the very last stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you should have a total of 28 stitches, and we're going to slip stitch to join into the very first single crochet. Chain 1. Does not count as a stitch. We're going to single crochet into the same space. And now we're going to single crochet into the next 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, for the next 6 stitches, we're going to place 2 single crochets into each stitch. So let's place 2 single crochets into the next stitch. That's 2 stitches. So that's your first set. Let's place 2 into the next. 1, 2, your second set. 1, 2, third set. 1, 2, fourth set. 1, 2, fifth set. 1, 2. That's your sixth set. Now we're going to place 9 single crochets working all the way down the other end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, we're going to place 2 single crochets into the next 4 stitches. Well, the last 4 stitches. So let's do that. 1, 2, that's your first set. 1, 2, second set. 1, 2, third set. 1 and 2. That is your fourth set. At the end of this row, you should have a total of 38. Make sure you have 38, and we were going to slip stitch to join into the very first single crochet. Chain 1. Okay, we're going to single crochet into the very same space. And now you're going to single crochet into the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, we're going to start a sequence that we're going to repeat a total of 6 times. So we're going to place single crochet followed by 2 single crochet into the same space 6 times. We'll do the first one together. So 1 single crochet into the next space and 2 into the next space. 1, 2. That's your first set. I'll show you again. 1 single crochet into the next, 2 into the next stitch. 1, 2. That's your second set. Complete a total of 6 sets. I'll meet 6 sets. I'll meet you at the completion of your 6. Alright, we completed the sequence of 6, and now we're going to single crochet into the next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we're going to repeat the same sequence that we used at the toe. So we are going to place 1 single crochet into the next stitch and 2 into the following. So let's do that. 1 single crochet into the next stitch and 2 into the next. 1, 2. We're going to do it 4 times. That's your first one. 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 2 into the next. 1, 2. That's your second set. And I'll meet you at your completion of 4. You can pause your video here. Alright, we completed that additional sequence of 4, and we're going to slip stitch to join into the very first single crochet. At the end of this row, you should have a total of 48 stitches. Please make sure you get 48 stitches. So we slip stitch to join. We're going to chain 1. We're going to be working in the back loops only. Alright, so we're going to back loop into the very same space. And as simple as this, we're going to back loop in each stitch around. I'm sorry, back loop half double crochet. So I'm sorry, that first stitch, if I didn't already say it, was a half double crochet, and we're going to back loop half double crochet all the way around your shoe. You can pause your video here, and I'll meet you at the completion of this row. Okay, we've made it back around. We've completed all of our back loop half double crochets, and we're going to slip stitch to join into the very first back loop half double crochet. Chain 1. We're going to single crochet into the very same space. We're going through both loops this time. And we're going to single crochet in each stitch around. So you can pause your video here, continue placing 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the other side. Okay, we made it back around with our single crochets, and we're going to slip stitch to join into the very first single crochet. And we are going to fasten off. You should still have a total of 48 stitches. Please make sure your stitch count is correct. Fasten off your work. Alright, so this right here is the heel of your work, and this is the toe. What I want you to do now is find the centermost 22 stitches and place a marker in it. To find your centermost 22, you just fold your work in half so you have it nice and easy. And just start counting off your stitches to find your centermost 22. Alright, you can pause your video here and go ahead and find your 22 center marks. But for me right now, I'm going to attach my yarn. We're going to be working in the back loops only. So attach your yarn. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This will count as a double crochet. We're going to back loop double crochet together into the very next stitch. To do that, you yarn over, go into the back loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. So that's the sequence we're going to repeat for a total of 7 times across. We're going to do a back loop double crochet followed by a back loop double crochet together for a total of 7 times. This was the first one. So next we'll do a double crochet, back loop, followed by a back loop double crochet together. That is your second one. I'll show you the sequence one more time. Let's do the third one together. So back loop double crochet into the next stitch, and back loop double crochet together the next stitches. That is your third time. We're going to do that a total of 7. You can pause your video here and I'll meet you at your completion. Alright, we made it across and we are left with one stitch, and we're going to put a double crochet into that stitch. Alright, for our next row, we are going to chain 2. 1, 2. Turn your work. We're going to do back post double crochet together. Alright, that sounds like a mouthful and it's a little tricky, so I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do. We're going to yarn over. You see your double crochets together right there? We're going to place your work behind your stitches and push it through the front, and on the opposite end push it through the back like you're pushing your work back, and pull up a loop like you usually do. And you should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. I know that was a little tricky. That's the first half of it. The second half, we're going to yarn over and go into the next double crochet next to it. You see the single stitch here, the post? We're going to put a stitch right there. Go into that work, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. And that was your back post double crochet together. We're going to do that all the way across. I'm going to show you again. So yarn over, go behind your work, push your needle through, and we're going to push back that whole double crochet from the previous row back. Pull up a loop. Okay, 3 loops on your hook, pull through 2. Alright, to complete this, we're going to go into the next stitch over. You can see your post right here, and here's the stitch that we're going to go into. So yarn over, and let's go into that next stitch to complete your work. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. This is tricky, so I'm going to show you a couple more times. So yarn over, go behind your work, push that last stitch back, yarn over like you usually would, and pull up a loop. 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Now to complete, we're going to go into the next stitch. Here's your post, and here's the stitch we're going to work into. So yarn over, go into that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. I'll show you again. So yarn over, we're going to go behind your work, and we're going to work that previous row's double crochet together. Push that stitch back, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, pull through 2, and let's go to the next stitch. You see the post right here from your double crochet. We're going to work into that stitch right here. So yarn over, go into that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Alright, continue this sequence all the way across until you make it to the other side. You can pause your video here and I'll meet you. Alright, we made it to the other end, but I'm going to work that last stitch together because it's hard to see. You can't forget about that chain 3 because that's a stitch also. So yarn over, go behind your work, push it back, don't include the chain 3, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to yarn over and go into the chain 3, yes, 3 of your stitch from the previous row. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. and that's that part of the row. So now we're going to move on to the next part of the next row by chaining 1. Turn your work. We're going to single crochet, I'm looking at my pattern to the side, 7 together. So to do that, we're going to, do not yarn over, go into the same stitch, pull up a loop, 1, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 2, next stitch, pull up a loop, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through every single loop. Now that you got that, we're going to slip stitch to join into the very first chain 2 stitch way over in the corner. If you can't find it, any angle will do. There we go. And all you have to do now is fasten off the work. Alright, now that we get that part of your toe done, we are going to work on the tongue of your shoe. Make sure your work is turned the correct direction. To do that, we're going to place 10 single crochets. Let me get this extra yarn out the way. 10 single crochets across, evenly spaced across the bottom of the part of your toe of your shoe. So we're going to attach the yarn, find the very corner of your work. Okay, we're going to place 10 evenly spaced single crochets across the bottom of your shoe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, that's pretty simple. Chain 1, turn your work. We're going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch across. So single crochet into the very same space. And single crochet in each stitch across. Alright, we're going to place, you can pause your video here, for the next, let's see, 2, 3, 4. For the next 4 rows, we're going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch and chain 1 and go to the next row, including this row, so an additional 4 more rows. I'll meet you at the completion of your 4 rows of single crochet. Okay, we just about completed our 4th row, 4th additional row, and we're going to put the last single crochet together, but we're going to change the colors halfway. So yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook, so I'm going to change my color. I'm going to cut the yarn, and I'm going to add in my blue color now. Just wrap it around the hook and pull through. And we are going to chain 1. Turn your work. We're going to repeat what we did before by single crocheting into the very same space and single crocheting in each stitch across. Alright, you can pause your video here. We're going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch across for an additional 4 more rows, including this one. So I'll meet you at the completion of your 4 rows. Okay, we completed our 4 additional rows, and you're going to fasten off your work. Okay, now we're going to start working on the heel of your shoe. To do that, we're going to attach the yarn to the second back loop that was exposed. Let's see if I can show you a little bit closer. See where your toe is connected right here, and we worked into the back loops. Now we're going to be working into the front loops. Here's one front loop. Hold on, let me get my needle. And here is the second front loop. We are going to start attaching our yarn on the very second front loop. I don't know how to explain it, but we're going to attach the yarn right here, the second front loop into the toe. Okay, let me get my hooks out of here and get my yarn ready. So let's go into the second loop. Here's loop number 1. You can tell it's loop number 1 because it's pulled taut from the tongue, and loop number 2. Attach your yarn, and we are going to single crochet into the very same space. So that is a front loop single crochet. Front loop single crochet into the next remainder front loop. Alright, let's continue. Now we're going to work into both stitches and single crochet into the next stitch. Continue placing one single crochet all the way around, working through both loops. You can pause your video here and continue to place single crochets all the way around, and I'll meet you at the 2 stitches, that 2 front loops that's towards the toe of your shoe. Okay, we've made it back around, completing our single crochets. We're just going to do the last 2 stitches together, which are the front loop single crochets. We're going to put a front loop single crochet into the next 2 stitches. 1, next stitch, 2. The front loops were the actual only ones that are exposed. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go on to our next row. Okay, we are going to single crochet into the very same stitch, and we're going to single crochet into the next 12 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. You can pause your video here. I'll meet you at the completion of those 12 additional stitches. Okay, we've completed those 12 additional stitches, and now we're going to single crochet together twice. So let's do that. That was your very first single crochet together. Let's do the second one. And your second single crochet together. Now we're going to place one single crochet into each of the next 13 stitches. 1, 2, 3. You can pause your video here and complete your 13 stitches. Okay, we just completed that row. You should have 28 stitches going across your heel. Next, we're going to chain 1, turn your work. We're going to single crochet into the next stitch. We typically go into the same stitch. We're going to single crochet into the very next stitch. And now we're going to single crochet into the next 24 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. You can pause your video here, and I'll meet you at the completion of your 24 stitches. Okay, we completed our 24. We made it to the last 2 stitches, and we're going to skip 1 stitch and single crochet into the very last. Okay, chain 1, turn your work. And this is the sequence that we're going to repeat for 2 more, hold on, let me make sure, 2 more rows. I'm checking my pattern as we work. Alright, so we're going to skip we usually single crochet into the same stitch, but we're going to skip the first stitch, single crochet into the next. And we're going to continue to place 1 single crochet all the way around until you make it into the last 2 stitches. I'll meet you there. Okay, we made it to the end of the row with our last 2 stitches. We're going to skip 1 stitch, it's hard to see, and single crochet into the next. Alright, we're going to repeat this 1 more time. That was the first time. So chain 1, turn your work. We're not going to single crochet into the next stitch, this stitch, but we're going to single crochet into the next. Alright, continue placing 1 single crochet in each stitch. Continue placing 1 single crochet in each stitch. You can pause your video here, and I'll meet you at the other side. Just stop when you make it to the very last 2 stitches. Okay, we made it to our last 2 stitches of this row. And, here we go, the last 2 stitches of our row. And we're going to skip 1 stitch and single crochet into the very last one. Alright, now we're going to do our last row. We're going to chain 1, turn your work. We are going to single crochet into the next stitch, not this one, but the very next stitch. Now we're going to single crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to do 1 half double crochet into the next. In the next 2 stitches, we're going to place a double crochet. So double crochet, 1, next stitch, and 2. Alright, and into the next 2 stitches, we're going to place a treble crochet. So yarn over twice and start your treble crochet. That's 1, yarn over twice, 2. And let's just repeat what we did on the other side. We're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, half double crochet into the next. Alright, and now we are going to place single crochet into the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to skip the next stitch and single crochet into the very last stitch. And you can fasten off your work. Next, we're going to work on the back part of your shoe, the little emblem in the blue part. We're going to begin with a chain of 11. Already chained my 11. And we are going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. Your next stitch, you're going to place a half double crochet. Now you're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. 1, and 2. Now we're going to place 1 treble crochet into the next 3 stitches. Yarn over twice. 1. Let's do another treble crochet. 2. Now we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Half double crochet into the next stitch. And single crochet into the very last stitch. Okay, do not fasten off your work. We're going to put this directly onto your shoe. So pull your loop a little bit long. So we're going to take our shoe and align the stitches that match. Because this actually matches this row where I have a single crochet, half double crochet, 2 double crochets, treble. This matches this exactly. So it's going to be the center 10 stitches. I already marked it off for myself to make it easier to find. So what I do, I place my work on the back, and where I have my stitch marker, this is where I'm going to insert my hook. And I'm going to pull the working loop through my hook hole. That makes sense? Pull the working yarn through the stitch. There we go, got it. Chain 1. We're going to single crochet the front and the back together. So single crochet into the same stitch, and also single crochet into the matching stitch behind your work. And we'll do it again. Go into the next stitch, the front, next stitch back, and single crochet. Front stitch, back stitch, single crochet. Continue doing that all the way across. You can pause your video here, and I'll meet you when you make it all the way to the other cross. Oh, excuse me, tongue-tied. All the way to the other side of your work. Okay, we made it across, and now I'm just gonna sew this bottom part down. I don't feel like getting my needle because actually I don't know where it is, so I'm just going to do a running slip stitch across the bottom to get it to stick. So to do that, I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. I stick my needle into the work. I think I'll be working on this seam right here. Stick it in, go behind my work, pull up my loop, and I do a slip stitch. Go back into my work, pull up a loop from behind, and I slip stitch. I do this running slip stitch all the way across my work until it's officially attached. Alright, you can pause your video here and finish attaching the back tag of your shoe. Next, I'm going to teach you how to make the logo. We're going to put it on the back and the front of your crochet sneaker. So find the center of your work. What I did, I took about a 15-inch strand of yarn and threaded through a needle. It's folded in half perfectly. Find the center of your work and insert your hook through the back. Alright, there's the first part, and we're going to make it go exactly straight above. There we go. And I think we'll double it. There's the first part, and we'll go right back in through the very same hole. to start your next petal or section, whatever you want to call it. I try to keep my strands not twisted so it'll sit right. Go back into the same hole again. And do that same little section again. Back in through the same hole again. Try not to split your yarn. I think you get the drift of what's going on. Oops, I think I made that one too long. So you get to see my mess ups also. I'm going to pause the video here and fix this. Okay, that one turned out a little bit better. And I'll put the last little part through. And here is your Adidas logo. And next I'll show you how to put on the stripes. And all you have to do is tie off your work in the back. Next we're going to make the little stripes for the shoe. To do that is pretty simple. All I did was use a 4mm crochet hook because it was a little thicker. I wanted a thicker stripe would take with a 3mm crochet hook. And I chain 9 and fastened off. And all you need to do is thread your strand through your shoe. And on the inside, you'll have your 2 tail ends. See how you have 2 tail ends? And you'll just tie them together. And fasten off your work and clip all your ends and weave them in. And I can't exactly show you how to line them up because it's pretty much eyeballing what you do. Sorry. Just line them up, put them on, and you'll be done with your Adidas emblems. So like I said, I made a total of 6 of these, 3 for each side. I'll show you what it looks like all done. Okay, here's a good tip about the shoelace. Instead of chaining 125 stitches like I usually do, my good friend Teresa, she taught me how to just chain 25 and leave your tail ends long. And you just weave it in your shoe just like normal, and your tail pieces will be the leftover remainder pieces for your shoe strap. If you enjoyed this pattern, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And check out my other crochet baby sneakers over here to the right and all my other crochet tutorials. Okay guys, I'll see you all on the next video.